The negative ramifications of AI in the music space does not get talked about enough. I mean, you used to need a tremendous amount of raw talent. You used to have to be in tune with the tragedy and the beauty of life. You needed years of learning instruments. You needed access to expensive studio time, advanced knowledge of mixing and mastering. Now, all you need is $20 and access to Wi-Fi, and you can do it as well. It's DIY culture, and I don't mean just musicians collaborating with these tools or using these tools to brainstorm lyrics and to go ahead and create music and to fill in maybe some knowledge gaps and skill gaps they don't have. I mean, it's a DIY project by literally anyone, even me that's not so musically inclined. This is shifting the power dynamics in the music industry. It is hard enough as a musician, as a singer-songwriter, especially up and coming in this country. America doesn't really support the arts. We don't have stipends for artists. It's a race to the bottom, really. If someone's starting out and they have a lot of talent and they want to do their singer-songwriter thing at the local pub and they might ask for $200, someone else is asking for $100. Someone else has a really good job and they're willing to do it for free. Someone else's mother is willing to pay $200 to the pub in order for them to perform there. And so it's really, really difficult for musicians right now. This is definitely a huge problem because AI is able to generate fully realized songs. The two most popular platforms for that at the moment is Suno and Udio. And as a matter of fact, let me show you exactly how impressive these tools are. Then we'll talk about copyright issues, ethical dilemmas as it pertains to the music industry. And I'm also going to dive into some of the current events that you absolutely need to know that is happening in the music space. So without further ado, let me show you the tools. So let's do this together in real time. So I'm gonna ask for lyrics for an acoustic song about a small town girl in Nebraska who falls in love with a handsome author who takes her for granted and breaks her beautiful, fragile heart. I'll send it through. And you can see here that in just a second, it went ahead and created a song for us. So what I can do is I can copy the entire song. I don't have to worry about including pre-chorus, verse, all that stuff. I'll just copy it outright. I will then navigate over to Suno, which you can find at suno.com. I will click on Create on the left-hand side, and I will choose Custom. Here, I'm going to paste the lyrics in. I will then include some style tags like maybe acoustic female voice, acoustic guitar, and let's say singer-songwriter so that it understands it's just one person singing this. I'm not going to tweak any of these options for the purpose of this video. I'll just go ahead and send it through. So I'll click Create. And I want you to see in real time how quickly it creates it. So we're about 5 seconds in. Let's wait for maybe another 5 seconds and it's already done. So let me play this for you so you could hear what it sounds like.
She grew up where the cornfields kiss the sky, dreams in her eyes, but too tender to fly. A quiet life down on Main Street Lane, till a stranger rolled in with a poet's name. He had words like whiskey, warm and sharp, stories that lit a fire in her heart. But pages turn and ink can fade, and love gets lost in the lines he made. She's just a small town Nebraska girl, holding on tight in a fragile world. He broke her trust, then walked away, left her heart in pieces on that prairie clay. Oh, the boy with the pen didn't understand the weight of love in a young girl's hands. Late nights she read his books by the glow, thinking the man was the one she'd know. But authors write what they never keep, and promises fall like autumn leaves. She gave her soul, he gave her art, took her love, then tore it apart. Her gentle heart he couldn't see, fragile beauty lost in poetry. She's just a small town Nebraska girl, holding on tight in a fragile world. He broke her trust, then walked away, left her heart in pieces on that prairie clay. Oh, the boy with the pen didn't understand the weight of love in a young girl's hands.
The real problem today is that copyright law applies to the original vocals and the original lyrics and creative expression. It is not made for generations based on or inspired by real artists. And this does create an issue because transparency is non-existent in the space. Suno, Udio, we don't know exactly what they trained off of. Is it Spotify artists? Is it YouTube artists? Are they just buying up different tracks and digital downloads and then going ahead and training their models on it? So I actually want to ask your opinion. Mention it in the comment section. Do you think it's ethical for someone to profit off of AI music if that music was generated by being inspired or copying a style of an artist that exists or has existed? Folks in the music industry have been through it in the past couple of decades. I mean, you had massive transformations. You had CDs and DVDs and all this physical media and MTV, and then it became the iTunes era. You had all these songs basically unbounded from albums and sold individually as digital downloads. Then you had the streaming revolution. So you had Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, this on-demand service. And now you're having AI throw crazy wrenches into the mix, and this is hurting the artist. And again, there is something to say about the creative arts. When someone knows that an AI system could create what they do in seconds and do it arguably maybe even better, that is really difficult for the artist to deal with, because our self-worth comes from our contribution that we're able to give to society. And even if we make certain rules or laws around this stuff, just knowing that there's these computers and advanced AI systems that could go ahead and produce music just as good as some of the greatest artists out there, that is very defeating and disenchanting for the musical artist. So what can we do about it? First of all, we have to support the arts as much as we can. Every single year, a portion of my proceeds go to supporting the arts. I either commission local artists for certain gigs. I give a lot of opportunities to local artists. I show up to a lot of shows. I give a lot of tips, and I try to support as much as I can because it's important. Now, I don't think that musicians are ever going to go away. It is primal. It is encoded in our DNA. I mean, if right now you discover some ancient tribe that still exists in the middle of Africa somewhere, you will see that music is at the core of the culture, and it makes a culture more rich. And I don't think we'll ever move to a place where just no artists exist, but certainly this makes it very difficult for up and coming musicians. Who does it make it really easy for? Well, it makes it really easy for people that are somewhat skilled, can be a good judge of music, but don't have all the skill sets, and now they could democratize these skills, leveraging these tools, and they could really be scalable. The thing about AI is it's extremely scalable. You just need a few people that are smart, brilliant, have access to tools, and you could really ramp it up. So when you have these fake artists all over YouTube and all over Spotify, and they're generating some of the ad revenue and they're taking away market share from the actual singer-songwriters, the actual people that are creating, this is really difficult, and it disincentivizes folks to go ahead and go into music. Again, it's already extremely hard. The deck is stacked against you, especially in the States. We don't really support music too much, and a lot of people that are musicians, they have good careers on the side, so they're not trying to monetize their art. And it's so incredibly frustrating to try to monetize your artistic passions, because if you're not able to live off of it, it just sullies your relationship with your art and your passion. And that could be a very disenchanting experience, and it could be a very depressing experience as well. So it's clear that AI platforms today can go ahead and generate songs with very convincing voices and compositions and instrumentation that will trick the normal average person that might not be a musician into believing that it's real. And a lot of people start following fake bands and fake artists. And I have another question for you guys. I'd love to hear about it in the comments, your opinion. Should it be legal to go ahead and create and generate AI music and then disperse it everywhere and not acknowledge and explicitly state that it was created with AI? Because I believe that it should be, because in some ways it is tricking people into following fake artists, fake bands, even some people that might be super opposed to AI. They don't realize that they're just listening to AI generated music. And I think in a lot of ways that's unethical. The other thing is musicians, composers, session players, background vocalists, they risk losing a lot of gigs because of AI, because of people just taking shortcuts and leveraging AI. And so do you think there should be some rules or even laws in place against that? Do you think AI is just a global phenomenon, so there's no real way to stop it? Because even if we make rules in the US, what's to stop another country like an Asian country or Russia or whatever to put out these tools, and then with a VPN we could simply access it anyways? So how do you even go ahead and enforce these rules? Personally, I don't think it's fair to replace human artists with machinery just because it's faster and cheaper. But the reality is it is happening. And I am a bit of a hypocrite, because honestly, if a company came to me and they said, Eddie, can you create a company jingle for my barbershop in New York City or whatever it may be, I don't know if I'm going to take weeks to commission an artist and wait for them to go ahead and produce something that'll probably cost me a lot of money, or if I'm just going to jump in with someone who's musically inclined and go ahead and create something in minutes, leveraging these AI tools, and then hand that in to impress the client and to make them happy, and also to not have as many overhead costs on the project itself and make better profits for myself. It's something that I would probably leverage these tools and take that shortcut. And honestly, there's something very, very sad about that, and I realize that. And I do feel like these AI tools are going to reshape the music industry, and it's sad because you're taking money away from the creatives and you're giving it to these tech companies that are making hand over fist and are in many ways very greedy and already quite rich. And it just widens that gap where the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. And I am not sure what the solution is here. And it makes me feel quite sad for the talented artist that is young right now and still in middle school or high school and starting to create music. And I feel like they're going to be dissuaded from pursuing their craft. And that is a very, very depressing thing to think about, but I don't know what we do about it. Is it just this crazy transformation that's occurring and we just have to adapt with the times, and the technological revolution is going to swallow up a lot of the artistic talent along the way? Or do you think we're going to adapt just like we did to the internet, just like we did to iTunes, just like we did to Apple Music, Spotify, and just make it work somehow? So I'm curious what you guys think, but let's jump in, and I want to show you some of the crazy current events that are occurring in the space right now. So if you haven't heard of the AI band Velvet Sundown controversy this summer, let me give you a quick summary. So basically, it's a psych folk rock band that debuted on Spotify with 2 albums and super quickly amassed over 1 million monthly listeners with no real-world presence or credible band history. There was even a PR stunt to aggressively deny the AI rumors, but it soon emerged that it was part of an intentional media hoax, and then in early July, the band had to update their Spotify bio that they are an AI-generated project, not quite human, not quite machine, created with human direction as an artistic provocation. So this is all clearly very problematic because it completely democratizes the art form and the skill of music, where anyone can just go ahead and generate tracks utilizing these AI tools and start making thousands of dollars a month doing so. So this case spotted how streaming platforms like Spotify don't really require any disclosures for AI generated content, leading to questions about authenticity and listener trust. It actually made me curious about what percentage of music tracks on Spotify are actually 100% AI generated, and I couldn't find any reliable info as it pertains to Spotify, but I did find some reliable info as it pertains to Deezer. Now, by contrast, Deezer only has approximately 9 to 10 million paying subscribers, which is very modest compared to Spotify that has nearly 700 million monthly active users and 275 million premium subscribers. But Deezer has accurate information on which tracks are 100% AI generated, and it estimates that nearly 18% of all songs uploaded to its platform every day are purely AI generated. And if we extrapolate that to Spotify as well, that means nearly 1 out of 5 songs that we listen to are AI generated. If you think about it, that's horrific. I feel that there should be a movement and some pressure on these companies to exclude these types of AI generated tracks from recommended playlists or recommendations of any kind, so that it doesn't take away the livelihood aspect for the up and coming artist or the established artist as well. Vice recently came out with an interesting article detailing how these AI platforms are stealing copyrighted songs to train AI. The idea that all of these AI platforms are just scraping content from actual artists is something that is quite alarming. Forbes has an interesting article on what Suno and Udio's AI licensing deals with music majors could mean for creators' rights. And it says here that major record labels have shifted from legal crusaders to would-be business partners in the space of a year. So when UMG, Warner Music Group, and Sony Music filed copyright infringement suits against AI startups like Suno and Udio last summer, the industry assumed a bruising court fight was inevitable. However, just 9 months later, the same companies are at the table hammering out AI music licensing deals that would let the startups keep training unlabeled catalogs, provided that the labels and eventually their artists get paid. Now, what I wonder is these deals that these large music groups are basically negotiating with these AI companies on the artist's behalf. I wonder if the artist has any say in it. And even if they do get compensated, I'm sure that the company is going to get the bulk of the money, and the AI companies are going to profit as well. The tech companies always win in these negotiations, and the artist always gets the short end of the stick, but they have no choice because oftentimes they don't have any type of negotiating power because technology is taking over the space. So hopefully this was a good summary of what AI is doing in the music space at the moment and how it's shaking the boat. And I'm curious to hear from all of you in the comment section. What do you think about all of these changes that are going to be taking and already taking place in the music industry? Let me know, and I appreciate all of you for sticking around for the majority of this video, and hopefully I'll see some of you or all of you in the next one.